Okay, so this is 31st October, Friday. Um, so on the 4 hour, okay, let's start the day fresh. Yeah, like that. Okay, so 31st October, this is Solana. First, we look for daily buyers. And then you can see here there is a bearish BOS. So just type bearish. Then 1 hour is also bearish. There is a bearish BOS here. Then 15 minute. So 15 minute I usually use a special indicator which will plot the bigger BOS and the bigger change of character. So here there is this orange BOS. So overall the daily bias is bearish. Alright, so I'll draw a box on the BOS. And this is how it looks like. So I'll just span it through the entire day. Okay, so let's see what market has given us for the day. So you can see that the strategy here is about price coming back to this 15-minute OB and then price come down. So that's the idea of this strategy, right? This is like really high probability of rejection. Okay, so this 15-minute OB, right, act as a resistance. So what we are looking for the entire day is price basically just tapping inside this area and then reject. However, like for Asia, right, price is going up at a really steady pace. I was hoping it to come into this 15-minute OB, but it didn't tap into it. So I was waiting for London, same thing, it didn't tap. But once it tapped during New York session, you can see here, once it tapped into the OB, straight away reject, right? Yeah, so sometimes days like that will happen, like there's no trade. Yeah, and it's also like after 11 p.m. already, right? So if you know like trading, right, 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. This is called a silver bullet period. Yeah, I don't know why is it called silver period, but basically there are many volume going around during this period. Yeah, so I usually end my day at 11 p.m. Yeah, so this is after 11 p.m. So I didn't make a trade. You can see like the price is pretty stable. Like once it touched the 15-minute OB, it's pretty stable. The only thing here is like there is this like small little wick, right? This is called like manipulation. So I'll just show like if a person took a trade, like what will happen. So I think usually people will put their stop loss here, like based on the volume profile here. Like this is kind of prominent. So people usually put their stop loss here at this area. Yeah. And then sometimes manipulation happen. See? Yeah, just like that. So I don't know if the guy lose their money, or is it just a close call, you know. So sometimes things like that can happen, and it's kind of frustrating in this kind of market. Yeah, so you can see like people try to manipulate the market, try to force people out of the market. Okay, so that's for Solana. Then for gold. Okay, so let me clear all of this first. Okay, daily buyers. So first thing is daily buyers. On the 4 hour, it is, you can see here, there is a bullish BOS. So you just type bullish, then 1 hour. The 1 hour also have a bullish BOS. So just type bullish right here. See, there's a bullish BOS. Then on the 15 minute, I use a special indicator. It gives me a wider BOS or a wider change of character, because along the way, the smaller BOS, the smaller change of character can switch around pretty quickly. So I use a bigger BOS. So overall, the market is bullish. So at a 15-minute time frame, if the market is bullish, I'll draw a box. Yeah, so this is the box. I'll draw a box on the BOS, and then I'll just type in bullish 15-minute OP. All right, so let's see for the day what happened. Okay. Yup. Okay, so you can see the price came out of the 15-minute OB. It retest the OB, and then it came up really strongly again, and then retest, and then came up, retest, and then came up again, then retest and came up again. Yeah, so every time it touched this area, right? So this bullish 15-minute OB, it act as a support. Okay, so act as a very strong support until it is broken. So even if it's broken, right, it is still acting as a support. Okay, that's the beauty of having to understand this strategy. Even if it's broken, you still can look for chance that price will come back again. Okay, so Asia. So since the 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 idea here is we want to look for bullish trades. So this is where we want to look for trade during the London session, and also like the New York session. Right. So I just change the color. Change the color here. Yeah, something like that. So let's go in detail on the 3 minute. So you can see here, once price tapped into the OB, I was actually looking for a trade. Uh, I thought like the price is gonna just go up like that, right? And then I made a trade, and it didn't hit my take profit. So even I'm right that the price would go up, it didn't hit my profit. Then ended up I took a loss. Yeah, so it is kind of frustrating. Like even if you are right, you're still gonna lose, right? So I lost like 0.23%. Then on the London session, right? So this is where like I will make a trade because once it retests the OB, price would start going up. But you can also can see like the price is like not very smooth lah. Yeah. So I was looking at this area like 3 p.m. onwards. So same thing like um you can see price is like consolidating, like going up, going down, up, down, you know. Yeah, it's not really doing anything. So the only way to win this trade, right, is when price go above this area, right? I talked about this before. This is a consolidation market. um, People will tend to lose money. All right. The only way, the only way is to mark out the highs of this area of this consolidation, and once price break above. Okay, so there are 2 points lah. So this is the first point. You need to break this area. And the second point, you also need to break this area. So if break above, right? If price break above, price will explode upwards. Okay. So if price break above this white line, price will kind of explode. And it did explode. So I actually enter the position here. But you can see that uh I actually entered the position at this line here. But you can see the price, right? You can see the price. It went up and then it went down, almost taking out my stop loss. And it go up again and go down and go up, you know. So price really did explode upwards. But the thing is, such a huge drawdown, such a huge drawdown here, you know. Yeah, so sometimes things like that will happen. All right, but I was lucky and I was able to make profit from this. Yeah, I was able to make profit around like this, and then price tapped into my break even point. So that's how I profit from this trade. So it's like profit 0.2%. Yeah, so end up in a day I'm like kind of break even, lost a little bit. Then for New York I didn't make any trade. I I didn't make any trade. I think this enough, right? This is already very traumatic already. So if I were to make a trade, I will probably make a trade right here. But at the same time, the market isn't very very nice as well. So it's just going up, going down, up, down, right? So again, this is where a lot of people, this is a consolidation market again. So people will tend to lose money, right? So if I make a trade here, right, I need to close it really, really fast. So let's just see why. You can see here the usual like profit point is around here, right? This will give me like $100, but you can see that the price is kind of short-lived, like this area. Thi- This this point, right, is really prominent, right, based on the volume profile. So if you see the price went up and then it just came back down. Yeah. Yeah. So sometimes your expectation of profits, right, can be really cut short just because the market don't have that capacity to give you that full profit. Yeah. So it's really kind of frustrating day. Like, and the volume profile is so important, right? It gives you understanding like price, where would price go? Either it would go here or either it would go here. The best case scenario is it will go until here, yeah, like that. But really unfortunately, the price only hit until here, the most prominent area, and then it just came back down. Yeah, so sometimes like when you plan your take profit, right, is like really really super important. Like, yeah, one thing to learn yesterday was like if I make this trade, I need to look at the data and take my profit early, right? Yeah, so some people they don't know this, right? They just say, oh, I'm gonna make a lot of money, but without data, right, those people will lose money instead of winning money. Okay, so data is really really important. Yeah, so I didn't make this trade. Okay, so that is all for 31st October.